So, what is decolonial healing, and how can we lean into the practices that we had to heal ourselves prior to colonization? This video is for you if you are looking for alternatives outside of Western healing modalities. My name is Marissa Price. I'm a Black woman social worker, liberation coach, and healer dedicated to supporting Black women and femmes on their liberation journey, their healing journey from toxic environments to reclaim their self-confidence, their self-esteem from oppressive systems and the oppressors who uphold and carry out those systems. But please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in this type of content. I will be talking about decolonial healing in this video. So decolonial healing is something that I am leaning into, right? I'm a master level social worker. So I am trained in the field of social work traditionally. I did all the field work, right? I did all the classes and at a top social work university, but I found what was missing was the healing practices. A lot of the ways that we are educated in the social work field are very tied to the ways that healing is viewed in the West, right? To make individual healing the priority, to individualize, again, systemic issues that we are dealing with. And for me, that overlooks the bigger picture of the systems of oppression that we are living in every day, the things we're experiencing that contribute to the mental health issues that we're experiencing collectively, like poverty, like capitalism, like the global system of colonization, white supremacy. How do these things affect our mental health? And not just us, right? Because decolonial healing is really taking a collective approach to healing, not just looking at how can I treat this one individual person, make their problem, again, individual that they're presenting with, and just focus on that. It's holistic. So not only is it looking at the entire person of what you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis in the environments that you're in, it's also looking at community. So how is the community being affected by these issues? How are other people dealing with them? Can we observe a pattern in what is happening? Talking about something as huge and that has impacted the globe as much as colonization, you can bet that those effects show up in our everyday lives, in our interactions with each other, in how we view ourselves, in our self-confidence, in our ability to stand in the world like we have a reason to be here, like we're put here intentionally. If we are under, right, oppression, and we are socialized, again, in the education system, which I talk about, to look to our oppressors for approval constantly, seeking that constant external validation. If we are looking to them to tell us what to do, when really the answers are inside us the whole time. But that is the way that oppression functions. It tells us that we must look to someone who is a human just like us, for directions, for guidance, for the way forward, instead of looking inside ourselves and knowing that the truth that we have is really the thing that leads us to what we need to be going towards. So decolonial healing is thinking about how the earth has been impacted by the systems of oppression. We cannot separate ourselves from the earth because we are earth. We are part of earth, right? So how has seeing how the earth has been affected by colonization, white supremacy, how have those things impacted our well-being? And that's really part of healing. It's understanding that by healing yourself, you're healing your family system, you're healing your community, you're healing your lineage, looking forwards, right? As future ancestors, we are healing our lineages when we heal ourselves. And so it's taking a more holistic approach to healing than has been provided by traditional Western healing modalities. Again, that I was taught and trained on as a master level social worker, working in communities with this knowledge, really going by the book and realizing that a lot of the things are missing from that. And so I'm taking a different approach as a social worker. I am offering healing and liberation sessions if you are interested in that for Black women and femmes on your liberation journey, on your healing journey, really reclaiming yourself and your self-confidence, and realizing that we have so many tools to begin to heal ourselves and heal in community prior to colonization, prior to the way that the world looks as it does, because the world was never meant to look like this. Many of us descend from ancestors who were forcibly stripped from their homelands. And what impact has that had on us collectively? We have a connection to the land. And so when we are no longer connected to the lands that we were supposed to be on prior to this, what I term as like an evil experiment of colonization, how does that impact our mental health? Those ties have been severed. But there's always a way to reclaim that knowledge, to go back. As long as we're living, that knowledge has been passed down to us in our DNA. If we think about the field of epigenetics, which I talk about a little bit on my channel, the ways that trauma is passed down in our DNA. So what our ancestors experienced, we also carry in our DNA. Think about the ancestral memories that we also carry. Those don't go anywhere. They are passed down generation to generation. And so that wisdom may be buried, but we can unearth it. And I think decolonial healing is a way to do that. It's going back to our roots. It's getting real about what we're experiencing. It's being honest about the oppressive systems that we're in, that we're trying to survive. Like capitalism, right? That makes it impossible to provide for ourselves a lot, to provide basic necessities to live, things that we should be provided. How is this impacting our mental health? How are we internalizing what's happening to us externally in these systems that are nearly impossible to survive sometimes? How is it impacting us, and how can we use ancestral practices prior to colonization to realize our place in the world and the power of our voices to speak up when we see things happening that are not right? We know are not right. We feel it. We sense it. And so as someone on earth, you have the power to speak up about what's not right. We need you to. We need you to, because no one else can the way that you can. And again, part of the work that I'm doing is just reminding us of the power that we have inherently, that we've always had, that we came here with. And little by little over time, as we are socialized in these oppressive systems, our self-confidence starts to shatter. Our belief in ourselves starts to wane. But you can always go back and reclaim those parts of yourself. Shout out to my book, Cocoon. I wrote a book of affirmations, Cocoon, which I will link in the description section. If you are on a journey of transformation, this book is something that I wrote to help me as I was recovering from a toxic work experience. And just realizing that I can go back and reclaim those parts of myself that I lost, that I buried to try to fit in and contort myself in these environments that really didn't want me there in the first place. I mean, honestly. And really coming back home to myself and realizing that I was always enough, just as you are. You are always enough. So if you like this type of content, if this message resonated with you, please subscribe to my channel. Please let me know in the comments. And again, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I'm working with Black women and femmes as a healing and liberation coach to support you through the process of unlearning, of shedding what you never wanted to take on in the first place, but that was put on you, right? That you may have taken on to survive harsh environments. How can we begin to shed those parts so we can get back to our true selves? That is my mission. That is my purpose. And yeah, thank you for watching. Until next time, y'all. Bye.